Welcome to Core Manager Online eFile Edition. My name is Adam McCumber, and I'm going to walk you through the benefits of Core and how easy it is to use. There's a famous quote from Steve Jobs: "Don't do things better, do things differently." That is exactly what we have done with Core. It is not an upgrade to your state's portal system or a Me Too product with other software that can simply file claims. Instead, Core has been created based on how you do business. We have workflows built into the system to help you begin using the software, and these workflows make it faster to use and easier to learn. As you can see on this screen, if we want to set up clients, we'll click the Client icon. If we're ready to create claims or upload payments, we click on the Transactions icon. To print key reports, click the Reports icon. I'm going to click the Client icon to look at the steps to set up a client in Core. This brings up our client workflow. The first item is the New Client Checklist. We have several checklists we've included in Core to help you gather your information and walk you through the key processes. You can use the checklist to make sure that you've gathered all the information you need about a client before setting them up. Next, we enter the details about the client: name, Medicaid number, location, diagnosis code. Once we've set up our client, we would enter the service authorization so we can keep track of the service authorization number from the state, how many units we're authorized for, how many units we've already billed, and how many units we still have available to bill. The beauty of this is no more spreadsheets to keep track of your service authorization units. Lastly, we'll set up the billing templates for the client based on their plan of care. This makes our data entry extremely fast, and we also use that information as the foundation for our budgets to make sure that we build everything that we can, and also to help us project if we're going to have an excess or shortage of units before the end of the service authorization. I want to walk you through the claims process because this is something that you'll do on a weekly basis. You may be on a bi-weekly basis now, as most providers are, but we have found that with using the Core billing, the process is so much faster, you can actually start billing on a weekly basis and still spend less time than you do now with the bi-weekly billing. The benefit being a more steady cash flow, and it's easier to reconcile when you do it every week. So I'm going to click on the Transactions icon. Then I'm going to click on Claims to go to my Claims workflow. This workflow is laid out in the order that you will use the system when you come in on Monday to do your billing for the previous week. First, we're going to generate the coding from the templates. Next, we're going to review the coding and make any adjustments that we need to. I also want to point out that we enter all of the coding in hours so that it relates easily to your payroll, and in Core will automatically convert those hours to units for the state. So you can do away with those spreadsheets that you've been using for your unit calculations. It is so much faster and accurate to let the system do the work for you, and you can focus more time on what is getting billed and less time on the mechanics of how to bill it. Once the coding is in, we'll create the claims from the coding. We typically do this by provider so that we have a batch with all of our DLS or vocational together. It makes it faster to review if anything is missing or needs to be adjusted. I also want to note that if we have any coding that we have entered for a client that does not have a service authorization yet, the system will keep track of that as unbilled units. And then once you enter the service authorization, the system will automatically generate those claims for you in the future. Once the claims are created, we'll review them in the Edit Claims screen. You'll notice that we create the claims daily, which the state prefers because it makes it easier to reconcile and it virtually eliminates the recoupments. It also makes it easier to handle things that can change during a billing period, like rate changes or when one service authorization expires and we want to start using the next one. That kind of thing is seamless in Core. Once we've reviewed it, we go to the Submit Claims page, and that generates the file to the state. This last option allows us to close the period, so we don't make any accidental changes to the coding for the week after we've filed the claims with the state. You can see how fast this process is, and the beauty of automating these steps like this is it doesn't matter if you're filing 5 claims or 1,000 claims. It takes the same amount of time when you file it. When you electronically file your claims with the state, you can receive an electronic payment remittance from the state, which Core can use to automatically apply those payments to your claims and help you keep track of what has been paid or if you have any partial payments. Many people are using spreadsheets to keep track of this process now, and it's extremely time consuming. Once you automate this process, it becomes unbelievably quick and painless. Billing staff spend so much of their time compiling information for all the different deadlines that they have. Billing periods, audits, surveys, management reporting. They spend an incredible amount of time just trying to sort through the same information and rearrange it in a way that everybody is asking for. That is why collecting that information in a database like Core is so important. Core stores your billing information in detail so that it can be used to generate those reports quickly and consistently for every purpose. You can see that we have many reports included in the eFile edition. The Budget to Actual report helps ensure that we're billing everything that can be billed and helps identify billing that has been missed. The Aging report identifies and manages claims that have not been paid or partially paid. It helps the billing staff stay on top of claims that need to be refiled so they don't fall through the cracks. The Billing History and Payment History reports give you the detailed and summary reporting necessary for your audit and management reporting. You can see we have some reports geared around the authorizations and units and making sure that you can anticipate which authorizations are going to expire in the upcoming days or weeks. Also, we want to make sure that we know where we stand on the units before we run out. Finally, I want to show you the key performance indicators, or KPIs. They give you a graphical view of the billing month by month. This is a sample system, so there isn't a lot of data here, but you can see how easy it is to read and analyze. We even have the billing and payments by HIPAA code over here. I've shown you several screens today. A next logical question would be, how do we get started? On the Help menu, we have Checklist, Frequently Asked Questions, or FAQs, and Video Tutorials. These tutorial and training tools break down the system into easy-to-follow short steps, and they're available 24/7 from anywhere. As you can see, the system is easy to use. If your staff is able to use the state system to file claims today, then they will not have any issue learning to use Core eFile. Because the system is based on the processes that billing staff do every day, they find the system to be very intuitive. In addition to these tools, we'll also service your account. We will be with you every step of the way, making sure that you are getting good value out of this system. Thank you for taking the time today to review our Core eFile edition. We are very proud of it, and we know that every provider will benefit from the time savings and efficiencies and the increased accuracies on the billing and payments that will help you make sure that everything that can be billed has been billed. We would love to do a more personalized presentation for you. Please make a list of questions you have or items that you'd like to see more detail on, and let us know how we can earn your business. Thank you for your time. We would love to have you as our next Core Manager Online eFile Edition client.